It is Wednesday, my dudes, and there is finally a new update. I don't know, this one felt like it took a little longer than the other ones. I mean, really it's not, but like, whatever. There's a lot of characters to go through, and all of them are exciting this time. No random background characters from Snow White. No obscure characters that literally everyone forgot about until he showed up again. This time, it's all characters that everyone is familiar with. Now, who do I start with? I'm going to start with the one I'm least interested in, Lady Tremaine. Now then, I didn't read the skill, so I don't know if she comes with the stepsisters as a skill set like how Cruella de Vil comes with Jasper and Horace. Girls, remember, above all, self-control. Now, let's jump right into the skills. Actually, wait, I didn't read this yet. With a poised demeanor and a heart full of cruelty, Lady Tremaine displays power through her sheer presence. Just jump right in. I recognize that sound. I'm going to turn up the volume so I can actually hear it. Lady Tremaine summons Lucifer to scratch the 3 closest enemies 3 times, each dealing normal damage and knocking them back. Knockback enemies are snared for 6 seconds. Lucifer can only target the same enemy once per cast of Feline Fury. No sound there. Tea time. No sound here either. If there is a sound, it's not showing up for some reason. Lady Tremaine drinks a cup of tea, granting herself and allies basic damage and skill power. Additionally, Lady Tremaine and her allies gain 200 energy for each enemy on the opposite side of Lady Tremaine's battlefield. Are you support? No, you're damage. Midline damage. Got it. Mocking stance. That sounded like a high-pitched version of someone else's call. And it does not fit that action. Like, I feel like, just a few random... I think even something from Joy would have helped in that situation. Because, Joy or Goofy, they make some goofy sound effects which would have worked for that action. Lady Tremaine shouts at the 2 closest enemies 3 times, dealing normal damage each time, piercing and stunning them for 12 seconds. Tremaine's Jewels. Every time an enemy enters Lady Tremaine's side of the battlefield, they are dealt normal damage and have their attack and movement speed reduced by 50% until exiting Lady Tremaine's side of the battlefield. Okay, so it looks like that we do not have the stepsisters just yet. I was worried they were going to be like thrown in here like Jasper and Horace, which I was very upset about because I love Jasper and Horace, and the fact that they're stuck as sidekicks to someone else's skill is, that's kind of a fate worse than death. It's like, it's the assist trophy treatment. Fate Lock. Enemies in Lady Tremaine's side of the battlefield are dealt normal damage per second and have 50% increased damage taken until exiting her side of the field. Allies inside Lady Tremaine's side of the battlefield gain 1 stack of Empowered every 1 second and are cleansed every 3 seconds. Lucifer gains an additional amount of normal damage to his attacks every time he is summoned. This damage lasts between waves. No, I just noticed the victory pose. Makes sense. Hang on, what's this skill? Empowered. Okay. Wait, okay. This is CH and SU? Lady Tremaine heals all allies, and Lady Tremaine summons Lucifer with basic attacks. Let's see who those are. Oh, I never would have guessed those. Okay, so next. So for, is this the chef? This is, yeah, I assume that's the chef, and this is like Sugar Mama, yeah. So every 6 basic attacks, Lady Tremaine summons Lucifer to scratch her targets 3 times, dealing a total amount of normal damage. So I think that just activates her basic skill, except it just like, yeah, so she can just activate her white skill every few basic attacks, okay. Or Lady Tremaine heals all allies. Lady Tremaine and all allies in Lady Tremaine's side of the battlefield are healed for 10% of Lady Tremaine max health. That is very poorly structured. Okay, so we can see that Lady Tremaine is the one who got the short end of the stick this time around. Okay, this one depends. Do you want her to use her white skill more often, or do you want her to heal? Precision Benevolence, Armor Blight, Power Benevolence, Tender Eyes, Fortifying Cleanse, Battle Badge, and subclasses. And that's all for Lady Tremaine. Overall, fun addition. Really like how this, like a very elegant old lady. Do like how we're getting a lot of these classic villains, like, who was I comparing to? Like the big, these are the big three, right? Maleficent, Lady Tremaine, and Evil Queen is like at the bottom somewhere because I never leveled her up. Okay, moving on to a very interesting addition. Like, if you told me that the next character on the list was Lilith and not Amity, I wouldn't believe you, because you would think they would want to get the gay couple in as quickly as possible. But, you know what? Lilith being here, I never thought Lilith would come to the game, so this is exciting. This is, like, really reaching out to those obscure, well, not really that obscure. She is a very important character, but, like, I didn't think we would see her for, like, years later. Like, we would get at least Willow and Gus before we got Lilith. Anyway, remember, dear sister, you may have been star player, but I was team captain for a reason. There we go, a full sentence for once. Not like these really... I mean, that's a full sentence too, but like, I felt like a lot of these quotes can be a little small sometimes. Hero here got a whole speech. Why did that unheart? I'm not sure why that's a feature where you can accidentally click the heart and unheart them. I don't like that. Where was I? Lilith, let's see what you are. Lilith Clawthorne is a highly skilled witch specializing in glyph magic and potion making. Control from the midline control red team. And as for your skills, again, I have not read any of these skills, so I do not know how they behave. Circle lock. Let me see how you act. Simple. Lilith Clawthorne makes a circular motion with her finger, dealing fantastic damage per second to all enemies, reducing their attack and movement speed by 15% per second until their movement speed reaches 0. Once an enemy reaches 0% movement speed, they get stunned for 6 seconds and cursed for 10 seconds. Curses applied by Lilith cannot be cleansed. That's a little unfair, but why not? Defensive whirl. Ooh, that's a nice animation. Oh, I'm actually already liking the contrast between what she has with Ida, because Ida has a lot of fire-based attacks, but those are probably still fiery-esque, but they're blue, so it's a nice contrast. I like it. Lilith Clawthorne spins her staff, granting herself and all allies a shield HP. Shield for 5 seconds. When the shield is destroyed or expires, Lilith gains Reflect for 5 seconds and removes 2 buffs from enemies that attack her during that time. Okay, I'm not even listening to these sound effects because they're not voices or anything. When they reuse just regular common sound effects, it's okay. It works. That one sounded new, though. If they are reused, then I wouldn't be able to tell, and it's not that bad because it's not a voice or anything. Lilith Clawthorne becomes enraged and casts a powerful spell, dealing fantastic damage to all enemies, making them vulnerable and receiving 25% increased damage for 5 seconds. Additionally, during this time, the enemies receive a damage over time of a certain amount of fantastic damage per second. She is praising the Emperor. Lilith Clawthorne curses the most wanted enemy for the duration of combat. While cursed, the enemy has 75% of their skill power stolen. Additionally, whenever the most wanted enemy is about to be healed, Lilith gains armor and reality up to a maximum of a certain amount. This effect can trigger once every 2 seconds. The skill power, armor, and reality buffs cannot be copied, stolen, or removed. Green Gem. While cursed, the enemy receives true damage per skill cast. This effect can trigger once every 2 seconds per enemy. Lilith Clawthorne now hexes and limits the enemy while their attack and movement speed is being reduced by Circle Lock. Defense Whirl grants an additional amount of HP, additional HP shield for each enemy cursed. Whew. Okay, HI. Is that Hero? That doesn't make sense, does it? And that's Ida, 100%. It is Hero! What are you doing here? I thought you're too old to get new friendships. Ooh, that's good. I'm actually curious, because I want to see how that would turn out. At the start of each wave, Lilith curses all tank and control roll enemies for 2 seconds. Oh, I didn't even read the... Oh, hang on, let me go back to Tremaine. I only read the top half, I didn't read the second half. Oh, that's because it's just, like, regular stuff. Okay, it's fine. So then for you actually gain something extra. Enemies lose reality while they have a curse debuff. And then skill power to Lilith for each enemy with curse debuffs. Okay. So that's like very specific though. And this one, at the start of each wave, Lilith curses all damage and support. Okay, hang on. These do the same thing but for different roles, giving you more incentive to get both of them. Clever, that's good, because I actually would like to see the stories between both of those characters. Okay, battle badge, subclasses, circle, what? Okay, hang on. Cruelty, damage debilitation, stout senses, corrupted dose, exhausting attacks. And I heard, unfortunately, I did hear a repeated sound, her damage animation. If I can see it again. Yeah, it's... Okay, we've heard that one quite a few times. It was on Snow White. It was on Anne. Dang, I did it again! Okay. Let's get on to the one that most people are probably excited for. Isabella! Okay, it has to be the quote, right? Yep, what else could it have been? A sharp-eyed strategist who notes every enemy's mistake and ensures those who step out of line face the consequences. A control for the midline. Okay, hang on, are they all red team? No, I think you're blue team. You are blue team, got it. Now let's see what... Is that the victory, or is that just, no, that's this, isn't it? Rhythm Ally. That does not fit at all. That doesn't work. That's just like, yeah, I don't like those sounds. Those are both borrowed, and, okay, so... I guess instruments also don't work in certain scenarios. They could have given her like a complete unique sound there, but nah, they didn't. Passive. Isabella basic attacks deal fantastic damage to all enemies and removes all invisible buffs from... Uh-oh. But I have a lot of invisible-based heroes. Additionally, the 3 closest enemies are blinded for 3 seconds. Active. Isabella performs a dance choreography, dealing fantastic damage to all enemies and confusing them for 4 seconds. Additionally, Isabella dodges all basic attacks and skills for the next 4 seconds. Just the passive skill alone is already putting a hoof. You can just add, that's a really good arena defense for anyone who's attacking with invisible characters. Strategic insight. Was there a sound there? Yeah, just a book page. Isabella consults her book to find flaws in all enemies, causing them to take fantastic damage every time they deal damage to any ally for the next 6 seconds. Dang. This effect can only occur once for each hero every 1 second. Battle log. Very minimalist animations here, honestly. I mean, that one takes a lot of work, so that one's nice. But then the rest of them are, like, very subtle. Like, she barely even has to move. I don't even think she has to move the position of her hands all that much. Every time an enemy uses a white skill, Isabella Shapiro immediately takes note of the enemy's name in her notepad, dealing fantastic damage and preventing them from using their white skill again until Isabella uses Rhythm Ally? What? Did they just make a new hex? If Isabella is KO'd, all enemies with their names in the notepad take true damage per second and are confused for 8 seconds. All enemies' names are also removed from the notepad after this damage over time expires. When Isabella uses Rhythm Ally, all names are removed from the notepad. Yeah, put her on your arena defense because, wow. That was Rapunzel. I know that tune anywhere. Isabella Shapiro grants herself and all allies 10 empowered stacks at the start of each wave. Enemies in Isabella's notepad take fantastic damage per second for 6 seconds and become vulnerable until their name is out of the notepad. Enemies with their name in the notepad when strategic insight is used for stunned for 4 seconds. Are stunned for 4 seconds. This stun cannot be blocked, dodged, or... Okay, here we go. They're really making workarounds all these different skills. They couldn't they couldn't use any other one. Who else has a better victory animation? Shigo has a good one. I feel like that would have been more fitting for Isabella's victory. And there's a guitar for some reason. Yeah, they just ran out of options for sounds, didn't they? When Isabella removes invisibility from enemies, they are dealt bonus fantastic damage and are stunned for 4 seconds. Rhythm Ally now drains all enemies for 6 seconds. Enemies that deal damage to Isabella 8 seconds after Rhythm Ally activation receive 2 stacks of corruption. Battle log now removes all removable hardy stacks from targeted enemies. heroes and prevents them from gaining hardy stacks for 8 seconds. Yeah, I think this is a real good arena defense character. Scout's Honor, and where's Phineas? I have noticed that a lot of the campaigns, the friendship campaigns, have been building up certain stories. Like, someone mentioned earlier that Anne's friendship with one of these two, I forget which one, ended with, like, the teaser for Chernobog's arrival. So, and this is possibly doing the same thing. They're bringing up Phineas. It's probably for when Phineas eventually comes to the game. Which, I have been told multiple times, could be right around the corner. Next update, apparently. So, where was I? Yeah. So for... Who is this? Oh, Russell. Russell? Of all characters? Okay. At the start of combat, Isabella adds the one furthest enemies to her notepad. Okay. Enemies lose reality while they have damage over time effects. And then with Ferb, Rhythm Ally, why did I keep saying Ally? Now converts 20% of the damage it would deal into healing for Isabella and all allies. Skill power to Isabella and allies while they have empowered buff. I think the notepad is more useful. But it's all up to you. Oh, I didn't check the others, that's right. Let's see. Silencing attacks, damage debilitation, armor debilitation, corrupted dose, devious plot, battle badge, and edit subclass. So, yep, there's... Unfortunately, we cannot unlock Lilith just yet. We have to wait like a month before we can actually have her. I still hate that decision. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. It probably wasn't. They just did it because they needed some more money. People weren't buying the battle pass. But we can spar with them. King here. Okay, nothing there. Nothing there? CVHP always has something. Here is, Heimlich. Let's see them all together. Scaling? Where's Ferb? Let's just use Ferb to scale. Ferb is a tad taller, and Edith is a little bit taller than Lilith. I'm not sure if that's accurate. Get rid of those two and just throw these guys into the battle. Wow, is it? They all just walked in slowly. Okay. Lilith was the only one who did something a little different, though. Spinning her staff around, ready for combat. The only question is, will they actually win? Nah, they won't. This is where we just get to see all their actions. Unfortunately, Isabella is so far down in the corner that it's kind of hard to see. Oh! That was a very disappointed look from Lady Tremaine. Yeah, Isabella's so far down in the corner that it's kind of hard to see. It might be so easy to miss her. Oh. Okay, unfortunately, it doesn't look like Lilith or Isabella are going to die. I'm surprised Lady Tremaine died. I could have sworn that this would, like, see, being maxed out, she would have lived. But Heimlich is doing damage to Lilith. Oh, Isabella has the camera. That's how she removes the precise, because she has those. And Heimlich is just not dying, unfortunately. Honestly, no one's dying. This could go on for quite some time. Yeah. I'm just going to speed up now, since at this point we've seen all the animations. And it doesn't look like anyone's going to die unless Heimlich performs a new... Oh, there we go. Now, let's try Radikins. Okay, just walk in. Let me look at Isabella. Pulls out... Okay, just gets her fists ready. And I didn't get... Oh, I just noticed Lady Tremaine actually walks around pulling her dress up. That's interesting. Something happened there. I didn't see it. Hopefully, Lady... No, okay. Isabella's dead. Oh, it's another... Oh, she cries. Oh, no. I was about to say I lost my words. Oh, Lilith won. And she praises the Emperor for it. Now, let's see if we can get anyone. Let's see. It's just her who needs to lose now. So, let's see. So, we know Lilith walks in, pulls out her staff, out of nowhere, seemingly. Hopefully, no one blocks the... Okay. Oh, another lame loss animation, unfortunately. Let me see Isabella's again. Actually, let me go full team. A full team for her to lose against. Isabella just walks in and then just gets her fists ready. And then just summons a camera out of nowhere. Now, she is crying, which does add a little flavor, but it's still another gasp, frown situation. A lot of the defeat animations have been like that. Now, let's see. I didn't see your entrance. Oh, you pull up your dress. Okay, just a standard come in. At least you don't look sad when you're defeated. You look more disappointed in yourself. That's it, though. That's all we have to show. Huh, I went through that a lot quicker this time around. Getting better. Getting better at, handling 3 characters at once. But yeah, that's where I'm going to end this video. Which one are you most excited for? Because I feel like this is one of the times where we actually have the perfect balance that can make everyone happy. We have an old character that a lot of people recognize. We have a modern character that most people would recognize. And we have someone that just everyone recognizes, as this is from the mid-2000s, like 2011s, yeah, yada yada, that sort of stuff. Age demographics, different interests. It doesn't matter now because we have... What am I saying? I'm gonna stop now before I make a fool of myself any further.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video from beginning to end. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel, join the Zainreborn community. See you in the next one. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.